Welcome back. We're going to jump into chapter 2, and the first thing we're going to do is add integers together. So if we hop into our notes, we're doing 2.1 day 1. So we're going to add integers with the same sign. Now for some of you this is going to seem very tedious, and I'm sorry, but I want to show you a technique to do with this with our easy problems, so that way when we get to the more difficult problems you have a couple different ways to cope with it. So if I'm looking at 2 plus 3, we all know it's 5. Okay, but I can represent that by saying 2 positives plus 3 more positives. So if I call my positive just p's, so I'd have p, 2 p's, whoops, sorry guys, my thing's being fussy, 2 p's from there plus 3 p's from here. So that would be a total of 5 p's, so I know it's 5. So p stands for positive. Okay, again, 3 plus 5 we know is 8. Same thing, I could write this with positives, 3 positives plus 5 positives. And if I count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we get the number 8, just like what we had before. Okay. Same thing with 7 and 10, right? I could write 7 p's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10. And if I count them all, I would get 17. Now again, you did this a little bit when you were in elementary school, maybe a little different, you might have been counting on your fingers. But we can do the same things with negatives, and that's really what chapter 2 gets into, is how do we add and subtract with negative numbers. So let's look at negative 2. So negative 2 will represent negatives with an n, so I'd have 2 n's plus 4 n's. Well, that would give me a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 n's, but they're negative, so my answer would be negative 6. So basically when we have 2 negative numbers that we're adding together, that means we'll have a negative answer. Okay? So one thing to think about too is like you're spending $2 and then you spend $4. So we're spending a total of $6, so we went into debt because we had no money to start with. Okay? Same thing with negative 5 and negative 3. So negative 5 would be 5 n's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 3 n's. Would give me a total of 8 n's, and the answer would be negative because it's all n's. Okay. Again, same thing, we can think of this as money. We have spend $5, so whenever we see a negative sign, that means we're spending money. And then we're spending $3. So we spent a total of $8, and we had no money to start with, so it's a negative 8. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's try it without the p's and n's, just because then we'll have a little less to write. So if I spend 7 and spend 11, well, 7 plus 11 is 18, and it would be a negative 18 because they're both negative. We can do the same thing when we have 3 numbers. So I'd say I'm spending 3, I'm spending 2. So I'd have 3 n's and 2 n's plus another 4 n's with my spending $4. So 3 plus 2 is 5, plus another 4 would be 9, so I'd have a negative 9. Or we're spending 3, plus we're spending 2, plus we're spending 4, for a total of $9. Okay? Same thing. So go ahead and try this one on your own. So if we spend 5 and then we spend 11, that would be we're spending 16. Then spend 13 would be spend 13, sorry. So we spend 5, spend 11, that's 16. We spend 3, that's a 19. So that would be negative 19. So if they have the same sign, we just add and keep the sign. So negative 5, negative 11, negative 3. They were all negative and we were adding them. So we just add 5 plus 11 plus 3 and keep the negative sign. Okay, is that the last for the page? Is that day 2? All right, you are all set to go. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.